Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Today's video is on the Lightnin Bug Fire Starters. Through time I've tried all kinds of different fire starters, different Tinders, different methods for starting fires, and so every now and then a new one comes across and I say, hey, you know what, let's give it a try. And so that's where I'm at today. And so I actually received these as a gift for Christmas, basically just a little stocking stuffer, and I thought, hey, let's give these things a try. And so, you know, it's basically, they're calling these the Lightning Nugget. They're a little environmentally friendly fire starter, and so I thought I'd take a quick look at these things and see what it might be able to do for me. Now, just pulling open the package here, this does have some basic instructions on the inside. It's kind of talking in terms of an easy way to start your fireplace, wood stove, pellet stove, barbecue, or campfire. So today's going to be the campfire application. It says these are a small molded sphere of aromatic, highly resinous pitch wood shavings blended with paraffin wax, making them non-sticky and easy to handle. They're safe, non-toxic. I guess we'll give these things a try. So pulling them out of the package real quick, this package came with 8 of the fire starters. If you look here, they're quite small. They don't take up a ton of space, and at the same time, these are kind of like a half a sphere. So it looks like, you know, in all, they're a little bit bigger than maybe like a Whopper candy or something like that, but not terribly large. They're definitely not sticky. I can feel a little bit of the waxiness, and a little bit of the fibers seem to fall off as I handle them. So now, in terms of my method to actually start this fire starter, I thought I would try it with a ferro rod and a striker, because I figure that's probably a method that I'll have readily available with me in any given camp task or camp chore. Any excursion, I'll certainly have a ferro rod and a striker or the back of a knife spine, and so I figured let's give that a try first. So I'm going to leave the ball completely intact for this first trial and see how it goes. I'm definitely getting some direct hits right on this ball. It does not seem to be catching. What I'm going to do is actually flip this over if I can get it to stay, and see if I can get a flat surface for these sparks to land. Instead of it being domed, I'll put the flat surface up. I mean, I've had numerous direct hits on this, and I've yet to be able to get it to go. Yeah, not so much. Now what I figure is the next thing I'll do is just flatten this thing out and continue to increase that surface area and open this thing up to see if I can get these sparks to land on this and take a little bit better. So now let's give that a try. And that's the problem I generally face. It's my technique in hitting the pile. Nope. Nothing. Nothing at all. I cannot get that to go with this ferro rod. Quite clearly, the ferro rod did not work very well. So at this point, basically I just have myself a Bic lighter, and let's see if this will do the job. Got a little piece going here. That's starting to catch. And now it looks like this thing's going. So the Bic lighter did work. That's, in my opinion, not the ideal world. I would like to be able to use the ferro rod and striker, but, you know, I guess if I had to, you know, actually use these things and get it going, the need to use a Bic lighter is not the worst. And so let's let this go for a little bit. I'm gonna try to see about how long this thing burns. Now, of course, at this point, I've broken the little fire starter apart into, you know, a number of pieces, so it's going to have a different burn time than if I left it whole. But I'm curious to see. Let's just leave it for a little bit and see what this thing does. I mean, this definitely seems to give me a good couple of minutes of burn time. So in terms of my ability to start a fire, I think it would be very suitable. Certainly give me the time to get my kindling together. You know, I probably should have already had it all processed up and ready to go, that's for sure. So in that regard, basically just buying me the time to get my tinder bundle on top of this fire starter and get that going. Let me grab some tinder real quick. Like I said, I don't have any processed quite yet, but I know where I can get some. I just grabbed me some dry grass real quick. So if I had this thing going and wanted to start the rest of my tinder bundle, that right there is quite easy. So that worked pretty nice once I got it going, obviously. So let's play around with these things a little bit. Okay, so next, where they say these are coated in wax, I'm just kind of curious what would happen if they got wet. I'm just going to give it a quick dunk. Obviously, you see the thing's floating there. I'll take it out, shake it off, blow it off real quick. But let's just say, for example, you accidentally got your tinder wet in your fire starter. So, let's see if we can light this thing up. You can hear it sizzling. So far, it hasn't caught, but I can see it wants to. And I think, yeah, it is going. So let's leave that for a second. Well, I just smothered it. No, I didn't. It's going. I don't know if you can see that, but, and it just went out. So let's get that going again here. Alright, so I'm just going to leave that alone and just kind of watch and see what happens. You can definitely hear that sizzling. You can see that thing trying to go. So even though I completely submerged that and dunked it, it does want to go. You know what? Let me blow this out real quick. Let's try something different. So to me, that last test was pretty impressive. Let's just really fully submerge this now. I mean, I'm holding this under the water, really letting it soak in whatever water it could take in. Let's just say your canoe flipped and your little tinder unfortunately got all soaked. Now, the first thing I can tell you is I don't necessarily see bubbles coming out of this, which tells me that there are not many air pockets. So I think the water that we're seeing could just simply be surficial water. I don't think it's necessarily making it deep inside this tablet. So, I mean, that to me is certainly a long enough test, holding this under the water, to see if it'll be a suitable wet weather option. So this time around, I didn't even blow the water out of it. I didn't knock any of the water off. I pulled it straight out. And now I'm going to try to get this lit. Putting the lighter up to it. Starting to hear it sizzle. I'm just going to stay at it for a few seconds here and see if this thing will start to go. I can already start to see the smoke coming off of it. Lots and lots of sizzle. The lighter's starting to get kind of hot, but I can see the heat starting to generate on this tinder. So let's see if I can get one little piece of it to go. It's starting to go. I just need it to actually catch. So probably once it dries out enough in one spot, it might actually take. My lighter's getting to the point where it is cherry hot and my finger is starting to burn. Let's see if I can hang on here just a little longer. Just a little longer. I don't know. Let's change fingers. Go to the thumb. Okay, so I'm having a hard time getting the outside to light. But just like before, I'm going to smash this open, get to the inside, and let's see if this will take. A little bit of sizzling. Ow. And I do see some flame. It appears to be going. And let's see if the rest of this will take. Just in the same way as before, I'm going to go grab myself a little tinder bundle, see if I can get that thing to fire up. So at this point, the fire start is going pretty nice. Easily add my tinder bundle, and voila, success. All right, so there you have it, the Lightnin Bug Lightning Nuggets. You know, for me, I think this is pretty cool. At first, I wasn't really so sold on these, but now that I've seen that they're a really good wet weather option and have the ability to get completely submerged and still work, that to me has some definite value. And so I could see me adding a couple of these tabs to my kit and just give me some additional redundancy, additional options. And the worst case scenario is if I have to use the lighter, I know I can do so to get these to go. But at least at that same time, you know, I would love to see the ferro rod work, because obviously if my tinder gets wet, obviously my lighter would too. And so to be able to use the ferro rod would actually be pretty nice. So I'll keep experimenting with these, see if I can get them to work with the ferro rod. But at least as of now, I have seen that the tinder itself is a good wet weather option. So all right, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.